betrayed you. Yeah, I don't think, I had a sneaking suspicion ever since I made that video like 3 years ago now that he didn't like me. Help my Mossad handlers talk to the IRS and come after you. But apparently he does reference a bunch of other YouTubers, but not me, so that has to be deliberate, I feel like. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this video. Video response when? What, the Crowbcat? What do you mean? I probably agree with most of the shit he says in this video. I just find it very interesting. Very interesting. Maybe I should make a new video like, actually, Crowbcat was wrong about everything. Fuck this guy. Alright, fuck it. We'll listen. We'll listen to it.
Most of the creators in Capcom feel that unless you start bringing in originality into the video games and don't keep doing rehashes, then the video game industry itself is going to hit a major crash eventually. People are going to lose interest in games if they keep churning out the same things over and over again. And we at Capcom, we want to keep making games. Well,
unfortunately, that was incredibly wrong. So because we've now gone through 15 years of rehashes, and normal fakes outnumber us, 100 to 1. So, yeah, that didn't age well. Not at all.
We live for. So in order to make sure there is an industry to support...
I mean, shit, Resident Evil Requiem is literally a rehash of 2 different games combined into one. Now, I'm sure people will cope and say that's not true, but it is. And it's sold incredibly well. So, yeah.
Us making games, we have to act now, and one of the things we're doing is making original games.
Resident Evil 3, the remake, is just about out there in the wild, and it appears to be another great remake from Capcom. Capcom's really just hitting these remakes out of the park. It's got everyone wondering what will be the next Resident Evil remake.
I mean, there's no point pointing out that everything IGN does is a lie. Obviously, they just shill every game, except for when they're not paid off or if a game is politically controversial in some way. But yeah, the Resident Evil 3 remake is one of the worst remakes of all time.
Yes, please. Thank you, Capcom. Thank you, Capcom. Thank you, Capcom.
Yes. You hear the Spanish music, you see the forest, that, we're all shitting our pants.
Last of Us? Last of Us?
Ooh, yeah, that's fucking cringe. That's... these are and that's what's taking over gaming. Fuck, that's cringe. Holy shit.
The multiplayer for Last of Us 2?
Obviously gonna be excited, obviously gonna play it when it comes out.
We are eating well as Resident Evil fans.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Except in the back of the players' minds, in the back of the developers' minds, there's this quiet, unspoken truth, which is, yeah, but if we're being real here, this is just a cash-in. This is not a legitimate artistic effort.
Of these games that they've been remaking, this is probably one that doesn't need to really be remade.
When I first heard about remaking RE4, my first impression was that since the original is a masterpiece, a remake would be difficult, so I didn't want to do it.
4, it's like a sharp dagger. You see how the original, where it just has like a roughy, gritty edge to it, you can just see the difference when it comes to the creativity and originality.
The remake is soulless compared to this. It really is.
Alright, I don't mean to be a dick, but like, how much of this video is literally just every other YouTuber's opinion combined into one? Like, I understand the point of his channel is that he doesn't give his voice, but when it's like developer commentary or just showing features of the game side by side, that makes sense. But like, just throwing together a million content creators' opinions, that's kind of cringe. I don't like that. I'm gonna be honest. That's kind of dog shit. That's kind of dog shit, especially when most content creators are, colossal fakes compared to Synthetic God. But, we'll see. If it's 40 minutes of that, then this might be his worst video, I'm gonna be honest.
It's forgettable, and it feels like they found a formula and they're just like, okay, now we could just remake anything we want. They're about to use that same formula to remake Code Veronica, RE5, they're just gonna do that shit until they've gotten as much as they can out of that engine.
Well, we could, we can make Resident Evil 4 Remake. What's the problem? And I think once upon a time, instead of making
Resident Evil 4,
people made
Resident Evil 4.
Once upon a time, they made things. For the first time, they made really impressive things. Once upon a time.
I've worked on a number of Resident Evil titles in the past, and honestly, I think the series had been recycling the same patterns, the same gameplay each time. The creators were starting to get bored with it, and many moved to other projects.
I just find it very ironic that the sentiment amongst hardcore fans is they hated Resident Evil 4. I feel like without even really playing it more than an hour, and it turned out to be one of the greatest games ever fucking made. I mean, obviously, people hate change in general, which is why everything is just recycling the same garbage over and over again. But it's just, I don't know. That's why you have to, everyone says I'm the guy who basically who's like old good, new bad, and obviously the woke shit, blah, 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 whatever, talking about political propaganda. But you do have to be able to decipher what's actually good and bad. You have to actually be able to analyze the things. Not everything old is good, and not everything new is bad. Most of new is bad, for sure. Most of it. But there's plenty of shit. Like Resident Evil 0, not a good game. Even Code Veronica, which I kind of like, it's just okay. It's kind of like just mid, right? So by the time Resident Evil 4 came out, it was time for something new, and they fucking knocked it out of the park. But people just kind of focus on, oh, this is not the games I grew up with, you know.
So I spoke to Mikami-san, the director, and we talked about reshaping the series and winning back the fans, as well as winning over new fans who thought they would never play a Resident Evil game. So in order to revitalize the series, we've given it a complete makeover.
For its time, it was the total game changer. They still make games copying what that game reinvented.
When the original came out, one of the biggest factors was how fresh the mechanics were. We knew from the start that in today's landscape...
Yeah, this is always bad, though. I mean, not bad in a vacuum, obviously, but every time there's a real huge popular innovation gaming, everyone copies off it and misses the fucking point. Resident Evil 4 is definitely a huge one, because the vast majority of third-person shooters are mediocre, legitimately. I think even a lot of the most popular ones, like Gears of War, are overrated, you know? And the only thing that really... There's been a few that have successfully copied the formula, like Dead Space. I think Dead Space 1 and 2 did a great job capturing the same appeal of Resident Evil 4, but I'd say for the most part, a lot of third-person shooters are not great. Like, first-person shooters are usually just better.
It wouldn't be possible to duplicate that. We never set that as a goal. Instead, our goal was to implement evolutions that have occurred since the original was released.
This rework has been simply titled Resident Evil 4, as if to say that this is the definitive edition of the game.
That's every remake.
There's the problem. The definitive edition is, by that definition, the one that defines a work as an influence, the one that people will think of when they think of its name.
Left 4 Dead, yo. Booyah!
No, man. Resident Evil 4 takes it by a long shot.
Would anyone bother to remake this remake?
Is the action still there? Is the atmosphere and kind of like the more goofy elements of Resident Evil 4 still in there? And
just... I can't see the creature. Look at the creature. Something like this. Someone here is not like the other ones. Somebody stands out here.
It's all in there.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah. They just take the IP, the aesthetics, the branding of Resident Evil 4, and then they grafted on this lame Last of Us style ripoff with parries and stealth sections, and there we go. We did it. We remade the game.
It's a flicker. Yo, it really is The Last of Us. That's wild.
It has all these different individual elements.
Oh, so much shit. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is something. that I've talked about in, I'm trying to think how many videos. A lot of videos. The Last of Us was probably one of the worst influences on the game industry of all time. I mean, genuinely, it is like, it's far from the first movie game, but it is the movie game. It's the movie game that inspired Sony to go into the fucking toilet. You know, almost every third-person shooter since copies it in some form in terms of the movie game shit. But yeah, Resident Evil 4 influenced Last of Us influenced Resident Evil 4 Remake, and Resident Evil 9 for that matter, and probably many third-person shooters to come.
Elements pulled from all these different sources, then they're just kind of thrown into a blender. This is millennial game design, and that is your game.
What is this? I mean, the chainsaw guy was the marquee villain of RE4. He's on the cover. You can't just trivialize the guy who...
Okay, hold on. See, this is a bad point. I'm going to tell you why. Because he's a fucking joke. You shoot him with the shotgun, you knife him while he's on the ground. You shoot him with the shotgun, you knife him again. Like, they're not... The chainsaw guys are not a threat, though. I mean, sure, maybe first time you play the game, you fuck up. You shoot him in the head, he doesn't react, he kills you. And then after that, he's a joke.
who's supposed to strike terror in your heart by Sekiro dinging his ass off you with a knife.
Putting that lifeline in place where it's like, oh, we know we can block the chainsaw. We know we can block it, so we're not scared of it anymore. It takes a...
Completely missed the point. No, I'm not missing the point. What completely removes the fear is when you realize the shotgun, which you have plentiful ammo for and will never run out, knocks him on his ass in one shot. See, this is the issue. The knife doesn't have infinite durability, so yes, you can parry the chainsaw swipe if you manage to pull it up in time with the laggy ass controls, because you can't do it mid-shooting. The game is laggy on all of it, which is not a good thing, by the way. I've said it's bad many times, how laggy the controls are. There's functionally no difference between realizing a single shotgun shot trivializes him versus being able to parry the chainsaw swipe trivializes him. This does not take long time experience with the game unless you're a retard, which I wouldn't be surprised if certain members of chat are bad at video games. And yet they call me DSP. but the point is, I don't agree with this point at all, because it doesn't make any sense past, like, I mean, I agree, like, the quick time event is bad. Like, it shouldn't show you that you can parry the chainsaw instant kill. That part I agree with, but the rest of it is... It's based off nostalgia and not reality. You know, like, if you're a dumb kid and you shoot, you know, El Salvador, whatever the fuck he's called, the chainsaw guy, Sack Man. I don't know. Yeah, this is the kind of nitpicky stuff that, like, Crowbcat videos, I'd say 80% of them are legit good points, and then the other 20% are stuff that ultimately does not add to the, again, as I get older, the core gameplay loop experience, which is the reason that you should be playing video games in the first place. A lot of, I don't know. Whatever. Let's just move on. I could ramble about this forever.
Weigh the tension. Whereas in this, you know you're going down when that chainsaw guy gets close.
That's what's funny is, like, even in this clip, the only reason this is a threat right here, it's funny he showed this. Here, reloading the shotgun, so that's just a scrub mistake of being stupid. And in this case, it's because there's two chainsaw ladies and he's about to get hit in between them swinging because he didn't kite them correctly. So it's like,
you know,
obviously you realize almost immediately how to deal with them. If he wasn't reloading here, you just shoot him, knock him on his ass. What? Yes.
It's close. There's a sense of tension there.
Come on, Capcom. Like, really? You ain't...
That I do agree with. This one I do agree with, though. You shouldn't be able to parry these guys. This one I'd say is probably a bit of a better point, because these guys, you definitely were actually afraid of them getting in melee range, since obviously you have to shoot them in the back.
Like really, you ain't even gotta route your enemies no more. You don't need to do all that. All you gotta do is pop up LB to stop every single monster in the game.
Increase the durability of the knife, and then do it again. So many knives.
I mean, they give you so many knives. It makes you wonder why even have durability if you're gonna have so many knives.
Oh, I have 2 more knives.
I think normal difficulty. The problem with the game, this is something that I didn't experience because I played on hardcore, but I think the normal difficulty was too easy from what I heard. You know, so it's like normal's too easy. Hardcore is poorly balanced because the enemies don't stagger after a certain hit, which was a legitimate problem with the game. So yeah, on normal, you probably had way too much knife durability, which it definitely would make you question why the hell they even bother having a durability mechanic in the first place. Like, even with Resident Evil Requiem, you can just sharpen the axe as soon as it breaks in a lot of scenarios because the enemies aren't that aggressive.
Scrub. I didn't know I had so many knives.
In addition to that, the chainsaw guy in the original game, it's quick, it's sudden. There's no fucking like, let me.
Let's be real, Sim, they need to add a special games journalist difficulty for you. Are you the same guy from before who subscribed for 20 minutes again? I beat this on hardcore the first time through. You played this on baby easy and died 500 times. Why are you bad? Damn, you're bad. Damn, you're shit, bro. Holy fuck.
Rev this chainsaw up, 10-second fucking little death scene animation. No, your head's chopped off, you're fucking dead. Boom, out of nowhere. That was the beauty of that. So they just don't understand. They don't get it.
They've managed to suck all the character out of the UI of this game. The menus in the original...
People got mad when I said this on my video. You know my video got disliked for this shit? I said this shit, and my video got disliked for this, even though this is just a fucking fact. I think even some of you motherfuckers, I think I recognized names who talk in chat like, yeah, there's barely a difference. It's still a suitcase.
In the original,
I said
RE4
this.
had way more character, dirty, rusty, reflecting the game's environment. Now the UI has this cold, clean, empty, minimalist look, which doesn't suit the game. And even judged on those terms, it really lacks a sense of style.
You no longer get to see some cool animations.
Hold on, I need to check something. How many of you fats unironically subscribe for 20 minutes to write bait? Like, holy shit. There's like a lot of it today. Like, goddamn. You guys like ain't prolapsed? You leaking sewage? You drinking gallons of today? What the fuck is going on? Holy shit. There you go. You at least have to wait 40 more minutes. I'll applaud you. If you wait an hour to write a bait comment, then I applaud you. Remember when I rubbed poop on my balls? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on today? Holy shit. I mean, that is a funny comment, at least. Alright, whatever. I'm just gonna keep watching. Yes, mods, time out anyone rage baiting for no fucking reason. I don't have the tolerance for this today. I just gave the government money for no reason to extinguish me from existence, to erase me
Files lack the photographic detail that made them feel personalized in the original.
The whole screen would transition into an engaging piece of art for us to absorb ourselves into.
You'd go into a certain room, and before you even knew what was in that room, you'd have that safe room music.
Oh, there's no safe room music.
Yeah, they did cut it. What the fuck? That's probably because they sold it to you. Did they? Because I know they did that with Resident Evil 2. Did they sell the Resident Evil 4 OST as like DLC for 4 Remake? I don't remember. They probably did. Definitely a scumbag move.
Ending a chapter used to have this unhinged, jittery text matching the crazy, macabre events unfolding, and cool blocks of writing on top of a bright, washed-out picture that made it look like some weird old case file being displayed on a projector.
They didn't get it. There's no character. No one's remembering that in 15 years. Forgettable.
See, the thing is about this shit, though, is nobody cares about that. I mean, I know that doesn't matter for the context of this video, but normal fans do not care about a game in a week. They've already forgotten what Resident Evil Requiem even is. They said it was the greatest game ever made when it came out, and now no one even cares that it released. That's just how things work now. Again, this is the problem with using clips of other people's stuff. Is like, unless you find a clip of someone saying that statement, how are you going to use that as a point? Now, I don't know if he wants to use that as a point in his video, but I certainly would if it was me doing this. But yeah, everything is fucking disposable shit these days. No one gives a fuck.
Clinical lack of any individuality. It's like a soulless corporate entity made this shit.
Coming in this section didn't give me the feeling that someone took the time to design any of this. No aesthetics to it whatsoever.
Is that why I use impact font for my thumbnails? I use it just because it sticks out. It's easy to read. He'll clip this stream for the next RE4 video. Hell no. I don't think he likes me. I literally made a video defending him, and I don't think he's ever acknowledged my existence. So I would take a wild guess to say he probably doesn't like me. Well, I mean, technically he did acknowledge my existence back when I made the Cyberpunk video and was a nobody, but that doesn't really count because the purpose of that part of the video was just like average people's first experience with the game.
Realism, at least it's, you know, it's just realism. And this is when I also knew, yeah, this is like RE8, you know, like that's the first thing I thought of.
When you turn on a game,
they probably did reuse assets.
You see a bunch of stuff. Some of it you'll recognize. And then there are the things that make you go,
Is this fucking, I recognize this. Is this fucking Jacob Geller or whatever? The fucking dude who works for Hard Target or whatever it's called, the fucking consultancy group. He probably should have done research into some of these or hit detection. That's what it's called. Yeah, this is the Jewish guy. He's using the Jewish grifter guy in the video and whatever. I guess it's just to make a point, but yeah. He wouldn't use me. He wouldn't use me in the video, but he'll use a Jewish grifter who works for a consultancy company. Interesting. Interesting choice. Moving on.
Megascans is one of the largest libraries of high-quality 3D assets. They're used in everything, from video games to movies, and there's over 14,000 assets.
It just feels way more generic. It feels like every other Resident Evil.
All right, Sola, that's really funny, but you're annoying the shit out of me right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Game where 4 felt so distinctive.
Soul, yes, they took pictures.
Across the top of the Great Hall there.
Hey, Mr. Beast here. Today we're gonna buy every item in this store. Let's do it.
Resident Evil 4 will soon be getting the full modern Capcom facelift.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
All these games are asset flips, dude. It's like literally the same thing.
The village in the...
See, the sad thing about a video like this is that, you know, he got dislike bombed almost 3 years ago, however long it was now, because it was new thing and new thing good. But now that it's been 3 years, I'm sure this won't get a bunch of dislikes, but not for the reason he might think, not because people's minds have changed. It's that the normal fans have moved on and don't care. And it's important to remember that distinction, because obviously I'm not going to tell people not to put in effort into their videos and make good points, but your points don't actually matter. Public consensus is what matters. If you go against public consensus, you get backlash. You can make the best argument in the world, and it's irrelevant. It's utterly irrelevant. So, I don't know. The only reason I say this is because there's probably going to be a Gaming is Dying video at some point about basically cowardly critics. It's not meant to be a drama vid, so I probably won't name anyone in particular. But I am going to show like the phenomenon of people critiquing games a year or more after they release. Because it's like, don't tell me you just developed this opinion suddenly a year later. No, you were a coward. You didn't want to post at the time because you don't want the synthetic man backlash. I don't give a fuck. I'll post my opinion no matter what.
Original game had this really stark, empty, desolate ghost town feel to it that really was unnerving and eerie. Instead, what they went with the remake is that...
The thing, yeah, I agree, but only for the village, though. You know, I mean, the castle's when it goes into, like, Goofy City, but yeah, you can see how earlier in development it was meant to actually be a horror game for sure, but they changed that somewhere along the way.
It's overgrown and cluttered.
It looks pretty linear. Like, when I mean linear, I mean super linear. Despite the old one being linear, it still felt pretty open, you know, and it still felt like you could go anywhere. Despite you couldn't, it still looked and felt like you could go anywhere.
It felt too boxed in and way too cluttered.
And that's kind of the go-to plan for the remake, is whenever we want to make something scary.
Normie Slaves already forgot the Fallout trash show for X. Don't even see losers defending it as canon now. Most new trash things get forgotten a month, like everyone thinks Starfield sucks nowadays. To be fair, though, everyone thought Starfield sucked at the time, too. I mean, shit, fucking, what's his name? G-Man Lives. I'd say both G-Man Lives and Act-Man lost a lot of normie respect, if you can even call it that. You know, slight casual gamer respect, because it was so obviously bad to even normies. Like, if you're defending this dog shit, clearly you're either a shill or you have some other motivation. G-Man is a shill, though. Like, 100%. There's not even a question. G-Man Lives is a shill. And Act-Man has shilled multiple things before. So, that was kind of like indirect shilling, because it was more of a drama video to try and shit on the anti-woke people, specifically Az, of course, but...
Let's make it cluttered, dark, and bloody. That'll do the trick.
And they're shoving it down your throat. They're shoving it down your throat. Every freaking piece of this game is blood everywhere. Let's plaster blood everywhere in terms of the aesthetics and in terms of just overdoing it. In the original, you go into the village and you don't really know what the fuck's going on.
Well, okay. All right. I mean, that's true, but it's also Resident Evil. I mean, I agree, but at the same time, even if you'd never played a Resident Evil, you've probably heard of Resident Evil, so you assume it's just a different type of zombie, which I guess technically you could say it's not, because it's like an alien parasite thing. But the point is, it's Resident Evil, you know.
There's one scene where, you know, the lady's hung up by the pitchfork, but that's basically it until you get to the chainsaw guy.
And part of the mystery of this game is finding out what these new enemies are. I can't say that they are not zombies.
It looks like the people here carry out their lives like ordinary people. They even read books. Yeah.
The people in this house eat like normal humans.
Huh. They use toilets. Guess they're at least somewhat civilized. I mean, they are human, as far as we're aware, right?
In the process, you'll find out who these people are and why they're doing what they're doing.
There's a build-up to it, and there's a build-up to it in a way that makes sense. This is coming right out of the gate with stupid shit.
All right.
No fucking way.
In the original, the reason why the chainsaw guy was scary because he looked more human. In this, it's just like fucking like dinosaur eyes. It looks stupid. It's fake.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me. I don't know. A lot of the weird, like the remake aesthetic gets certain things pretty well. Like I think the zombies look good in like Resident Evil 2 remake and shit. But I think of like the Nemesis redesign looks so retarded, and this is kind of like in the same vein of that. But they're trying way too hard. You know, not only because design, like a lot of character design has gotten so complex with the sort of photorealism shit, they have to make certain things stand out, and the googly eyes look stupid here for sure. Absolutely.
It feels so Halloween-y. Sacrificial lambs.
There's something far more unnerving about the villagers' lack of acknowledgement in the original RE4.
This is the beginning of the game?
They're just shoving it right in your face. Oh, this is spooky, you know? Let's remind the gamer that this is spooky.
When trying out this new camera, there was a lot of trial and error, seeing how close to or how far from the character would work the best.
You cannot move and fire at the same time, nor can you strafe from side to side as you can in a typical shooter. This dynamic...
You should re-listen to what I said about the Nemesis redesign in my RE3 review. I mean, that was when I was starting out, so I sometimes even I said shit to appease people back when I started. You know, like I said, I hid my power level in the early days. And I didn't really even go full mask off, I think, until the God of War Ragnarok review, I think, is really when it was like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. I don't need to pretend anymore, you know?
has an exceptional way of heightening tension, since your foes love to try to surround you.
Whereas now with the remake and its generic third-person aiming, you're never wondering what's behind you. You know what's behind you. You can just start aiming at all directions. You can...
I said I like the redesign. I don't remember saying that, but it was also 6 years ago, so who knows? Maybe I did say it.
Reload mid-reposition while angling the camera to keep an eye on the enemy.
I'm constantly...
Yeah, this is... You know what's so funny about this, though? There's fucking retards when I was playing Requiem saying you should be quick turning instead of doing this. I swear, I can't even tell when chat's baiting or just being legitimately retarded because there's so many retards now. But yes, this is naturally what you do. And when you do this, the lag of the controls like slows you down as you're turning. There's no instant response like the old tank controls. And the retards in chat when I was playing Requiem are just quick turn, just quick turn. No, you want the camera to be facing the enemy if you can move and shoot. This is how you play shooters. In Resident Evil 4, you would quick turn because you can't move and shoot. This is something people who play video games would know, but I don't know. These are... I don't know. I can't even tell who these retards are. Is it Browns? Probably.
The camera to keep an eye on the enemy.
I'm constantly like rotating the camera and checking where I'm like, what's behind me.
You don't have that whole risk-reward system of having to manage what's creeping up behind you.
Before, you were trapped in this cramped space with an unpredictable monster who would dip around all over the place chaotically. The camera system never quite allowing you to keep track of him at all times. Now the edges are sanded off and it's less intense, less memorable.
Plus with a...
Again, though, I don't mean to be a dick, but like a lot of this video literally is just like, here's a bunch of YouTubers who agree with me. Like, I don't know. This is... Crowbcat videos work a lot better when it's like developers talking or when it's like comparing direct side-by-side stuff. Like, this is a compilation of YouTubers who agree with me who aren't chuds named Synthetic Baby. To be fair, I didn't really make a deep analysis video at the time because you gotta pop this stuff out and move on to the next thing. So what? What do you mean, so what? Why do you watch videos? Why do you play video games? Why do you breathe? Why do you eat food? What do you mean, so what? What kind of comment is so what? I'm explaining why this is, you know, like this isn't a good video because you're just recycling other people's opinions that agree with you. Like because Crowbcat's channel is not him giving his voice, right? He's using clips from, you know, like developer documentaries and like he's showing side-by-sides of game mechanics and stuff like that. That works perfect if you're showing like, okay, here's the old game, here's the new game, here's the original game, here's the remake or whatever. But as soon as this just becomes a compilation of like, I don't know, it's like he shows at the end, because again, I was scrolling through thumbnails, I noticed like he shows all of the people he uses for the video. It's like, okay, so this is just a bunch of other YouTubers' opinions that obviously he got his own footage for a lot of the narration, but still the point is it's just other people's points that you agree with. So fucking what are you guys retarded? What? So what? Okay. Well, why? Here's a point for you that I'm sure you can understand. Why would I watch this video when I could just watch those other YouTubers who are actually making the points, who are actually expressing the opinion with? I mean, I don't like this is he already made his point in the original video 3 years ago. That's why this feels like he was salty that people disliked it at the time because he wasn't used to backlash. So it's just like, oh yeah, here's a bunch of people who agree with me. Like, I thought this video was pretty good. I didn't agree with everything in it. I made a video. Look, see, in defense of Crowbcat, I made this after he made this. And I didn't agree with every point, but I basically said he's pretty much correct, right? And he was salty because, and again, this is just the dislike extension, so it's even more dislikes than this. But he had over 37,000 dislikes. And so 3 years later, he decides to make, oh yeah, here's a bunch of YouTubers agreeing with me. It's like, I mean, I don't, what's the point of this video? It's... Yeah, and... What is going on with the stream today? What? So this is like the new stream meme. So what? So what? So what? I should just say that every time people say anything to me. So what? Such as SAR what? Yeah. My point is this video is pointless. That's it. That's my entire... There is no other point except he made the same video twice, except this time he's like, oh yeah, well, these YouTubers agree with me. Yeah, yeah, I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. Yeah, it's a remake. He remade his video. He's talking shit about remakes and he remade a video. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's all bad. I feel like there's definitely, again, I watched his other video 3 years ago, so I can't remember it really, but I mean, there are some new points in this one, but again, how many of the new points are just points from other people's videos? You know what I mean? He does have a reel of people shitting on his original video at the end. Okay. I mean, we'll keep listening just because it's something to do.
narrower view, there's more tension, and by being up close, it's easier to feel like you're right there in the game.
It is not the way it is because it's an old game and the designers didn't know any better. It isn't outdated just because it isn't like every newer game.
カメラの画角、普通の TPS と今で言う TPS とも違う
But nowadays there's this assumption that adding features to make a game more in line with modern audiences' expectations automatically makes it better.
Now when he runs, he has this weird sort of delay or inertia. He doesn't have precision in his movement. There's this heaviness,
I brought this up in my
awkwardness
video.
to it, where you're never quite fully in control of Leon's movement. And then on top of that, there's a lot of gun sway, and there's a lot of imprecision with your aiming in terms of actually lining up and firing.
Holy shit, what the fuck? How did that hit the barrel? That's some insane bullet magnetism. I don't think shooting the enemies is that much bullet magnetism. What the hell? That's ridiculous. What the fuck?
Wow, how did that hit?
Yeah, okay, so they yeah, that's a retarded level of bullet magnetism. What the hell?
Hit the box, dude.
Yeah, and then that missed. Yeah.
Holding down while aiming for a few moments will increase the accuracy. And
you know what's funny is chat would say DSP, Reuter. Chat would unironically. Oh, let me go back. Fuck. This is how you know I got unk-like reflexes. Come on. There we go. Chat would say DSP. Yeah, chat would say DSP when that missed.
excuse me? Holding down while aiming for a few moments will increase the accuracy and chance of a critical hit.
Like, did you see that?
Sometimes shot will stagger, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, dude, I hate that so much on hardcore. Holy fuck. Again, another thing I said in my video.
Are you kidding me?
Drop the girl.
Dude, I kicked this guy and shot him in the head 4 times, and he's alive. What are you made of?
Furthermore, stuns come in the forms of so much fuckery in this game.
That hit me? No shot. Why is he so tanky?
Somebody can walk in a window, and if you're near that person when they climb in the window, you will get stunned.
Why can't I stun him jumping out the window?
The gameplay, it's not Resident Evil 4 gameplay. Like, I don't know what they were... Like, Resident Evil 6 is more akin to Resident Evil 4 than this, because it is more action arcade.
They knew the fundamentals of what makes a game feel good.
You can lure enemies to a door, push a dresser in front of it to block them, and then shoot through the door to buy yourself more time.
Yeah, dude. That was another thing that was bad. Yeah.
It's literally in the manual. It's in the hints section. You can shoot enemies through wooden doors.
Ashley, get in the room. Get in the room. Come on. Where are you going?
I think I said that in the review, but they absolutely made Ashley worse in the remake, and people were coping. I can't remember what people were saying at the time, but Ashley was definitely easier to deal with in the original.
In the originals, she's as easy to work with as AI companions come. She stays right behind Leon, and the camera even zooms out so that you don't lose sight of her.
Wait, follow me.
Alright, Ashley, wait here. No, Ashley, stay up here. With me. Oh my god, please don't. No problem. They're making me take her through the fucking maze.
You can no longer freeze her in place. Instead, you can only change the distance she follows you from.
Ashley! Bro, how... Can you not run past? You're actually too slow.
You okay?
Yeah. Because you have so much less control over her, and there always tends to be a gap of some kind between you, she naturally gets into more trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. This is... It's just funny, because, like, the things people used to complain about in the day, things are way worse now in many cases. Like, you think about, like, I think back to probably all the way back in like 2010 when people would make shitty top 10 videos. They'd be like, you know, top 10 worst types of missions in video games, like escort missions, blah, blah, underwater levels, blah, 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 things like that, you know. And it's like, escort missions, tailing missions, all that shit is way worse in modern games because everything is slower. The only thing is that they fucking put in some retard chatting in your ear, focus M, you know, like something like that. And so that's enough to get the normies to care about what's happening. They just need someone telling them what to do. Mr. Goldberg has to tell them what to do in their ear, and then they're constantly engaged. They're fucking like MK Ultra programming or some shit. I don't know.
Ashley, don't walk in front of the shotgun.
And too bad none of these. Hey, Ashley, get your ass over here. Oh, God.
She artificially stuck to you like a magnet and could wait or hide away whenever you tell her to on a moment's notice, which is why whenever she gets hurt or gets captured in the original game, it's mainly your fault for not positioning her correctly.
Ashley, get back in the fucking locker. Ashley! Oh, fuck.
Bruh, what the fuck? Even this shit didn't happen to me. What the... What the hell is going on here? Also, wait. That didn't even... Wait a minute, what? Look at the frame by frame. That didn't even hit her. The fuck?
Ashley! Amazing AI, dude! Woo! But I'm not even... I didn't even shoot her! Hello?
Wait. What the fuck was that about?
Are they behind me? You're always wondering, wait, is something behind me? Is something behind me? Is something behind me?
Check them behind me.
It's the way the camera system creates that effect. And what's also beautiful about it is the art direction of the castle complements that. It is brightly lit. It is beautiful. It is ornate. And yet, something's off. Something is wrong. But that wrongness is subtle and disturbing. So what did they do with the remake? They turned it into a generic horror show.
Blatant, like, fucking, like, oh yeah, this is spooky.
Fog does not equal scary. I don't know what's up with modern remakes always have to add fog, and their fog is, like, over.
It's the anti-soul gas, don't you know? That's what that's what they say on V. Yeah, I don't... Why is there just, like... there was a... I don't know who said it, because, again, a compilation of other people's opinions. But whoever said... it's like a Halloween thing. It just feels like a Halloween, like a, what the fuck are those called? You know, the houses that you go to, they scare you. It's like one of those. That's what it feels like. That's pretty stupid.
Done. Instead, they just add shadows and smoke and red light and blood and writing on the walls and...
Oh. No, not. I mean, not a haunted. I mean, are they literally called haunted houses though? Whatever. You know what I mean. The ones, the actual... where it's like you take a tour through a haunted house type of thing. Maybe it is just called haunted house. I don't know. But my brain is melting into Swiss cheese.
Oh, isn't that so scary?
Is Resident Evil 4 Remake scarier than the original?
Of course.
A little bit.
I think it's the opposite. In the original, Leon would make jokes only in cutscenes and comms calls. So all of the cheesiness was confined to intermittent cutscenes and comms calls.
Does Leon still say, and I quote, "I knew you'd be fine if you landed on your butt"?
Yeah, they removed all the gendered lines, which, you know, Actman, you know, he's spurged about that. I don't know if that's going to be in this video, but it should be. Actman spurged that people were complaining about the removal of gendered lines and being able to look up Ashley's skirt. I mean, it's like, I don't know. He is a fag, you know. He did go to a pride parade with his girlfriend. So yeah, it shouldn't surprise anyone that Act Man would complain that people care about censorship.
In the remake, the cutscenes and comms calls are a lot more serious in tone. However, the remaining 95% of the game is punctuated.
I see the Chud break in footage. Oh, you're talking about the fucking schizophrenic Chud looking guy. Yeah, I did see that.
Created by continuous quips and jokes from Leon while we were in the middle of combat.
Bill me for the repairs later. I am flattered. But I'm a one-lady type of guy. Sorry, you're not my type. Watch where you're swinging those things. Guess your tap dancing days are over. God damn, you're a big boy. You got work.
Don't take that one out of context. What the fuck? It's like, why the fuck did he say that? Yeah, I guess they tried a little harder than the Requiem one-liners, maybe, but I don't know. Hold on. A synthetic bladder is screaming at me. What am I gonna play after the video? I might get to some of the videos I quote-unquote scammed people out of in the past, because I was given a short list of them. So, hold on. San Andreas? Nah. Maybe I'll come back to it at some point. Why are there so many people today? Well, probably because it's a newly released video, and people love drama and reactions and shit. It's probably just that simple, but holy shit, yeah, you're right. 1,700 people to watch a guy react. You wonder why there's so many lazy reaction videos. There's like 700 more people here right now than when I actually play a game. Not like a new release, but most other games. We're all paid viewers from India, SAR, very good. Get many rupees from Synthetic Ma'am, very so. Yeah, that's true. I am paying hundreds of Indians for this, in particular. Siphon Splinter, you really want me to fucking stop watching this just to read your comment? Are you serious, dude? Like, come on now.
You got worms too?
What? You got worms too?
No food for you. Ah, the entertainment. I guess this is their idea of a warm welcome. Not bad, right? Hi there. You okay?
What can I say? Dogs like me.
Okay, so there's two fucking... I actually do remember that line, but it's like, what is... First the big boy line, now dogs like me. Okay, interesting. I don't read into that. I remember, like, I don't remember what I said on stream at the time, but I'm sure I said, you just know, or something like that.
Think you can swallow me whole, huh?
Okay, how many of these have... like... I don't know why. I don't remember this because I haven't played the game in 3 fucking years because it has no replayability compared to the original, but, you know.
You guys are really starting to become a giant pain in my ass. Wow, Ramon, you are really slacking on your pest control. That's your true power? Oh, I'd ask for a refund. Present for you. Jesus. Cuddly bastard. Twisty son of a bitch.
My point is that these stupid voice lines undermine the atmosphere completely, and due to their frequency, make getting immersed in the horror practically impossible.
Okay, again, the problem is saying shit like that. I feel conflicted because on the one hand, I do think the original one definitely has a much better atmosphere. That is true. I absolutely agree. But pretending that the original Resident Evil 4 is anything close to a horror game is just not true. The Village is the closest thing, but it becomes like over the top action, which is what I love. That's my favorite parts of Resident Evil for sure. You know, about a third into the game.
You're Ramon's lapdog. Frozen's a good look for you. Sorry, must have slipped.
God damn, he says that many shit lines. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter what game it is, like remake or not. I hate how much characters talk during gameplay in modern games. It doesn't matter what game it is. It really doesn't. Like, Uncharted, again, that's Uncharted's fault. Uncharted absolutely exploded the popularity of characters yapping 24/7.
Eat this. Looks like it's gonna take more than that. So we're playing hide and seek, is that it?
Oh, there's a window.
He points out all the gay lines, but doesn't put you in the video. Yeah, of course he wouldn't put me in the video. It's a coincidence, though. It's a coincidence.
We can't go through the window? What the hell? But it's got tape on it.
I haven't seen any.
Yeah, it has yellow paint, but you can't shoot that one out. What the fuck? Do you have to wait for the enemies to break that one? I don't even remember. That's very strange. Isn't that the whole point of fucking yellow paint? What's the deal with this? Again, I don't remember. Because I feel like in the time since I played this remake, I probably played the original 2 more times. I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh. What the hell? But it's got tape on it.
I haven't seen any yellow marked barrels yet. Oh, is that yellow jizz or is that just hay?
For our game designers, affordance is a great way to communicate to the player what they can interact with or where they can go. It's not a single color that's important. It's using consistent color and shapes in the context of the environment.
Fuck it. Cheer up, Crowbcat. You taking notes?
Instead, why don't we literally paint lines in the level that the...
Yeah, I mean, this is... Like, these games, these remakes probably single-handedly started the whole everyone complaining about yellow paint thing because they did it in the laziest way imaginable. Like, it was bad before this. But this is probably the worst implementation I think most people had seen. This is the laziest shit in the world. To the point where, like, the peak was the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, where they literally painted, like, this way and then an arrow leading up to how you could climb up to kill, or not kill him, but, you know, fight Carlos, I think his name was, the first boss. Yeah, that was extremely bad.
Players can follow, even though it looks absolutely absurd.
I don't know what, like, research and data they found from players.
Carlito, yeah, Carlito, that's it.
But clearly someone suggested to Capcom, like, they need more guidance. They get upset when they get lost and frustrated, and then they have a tendency to not continue playing. And that's why Capcom has plastered this game with nothing but
the Stanley Parable. The thing that doesn't make sense to me, though, again, you could say these guys all have the market research, but does it actually matter if people finish a game? Like, normies all the time will say a game is amazing and they haven't even finished it and they don't finish it. Does it matter if more people finish a game if they're gonna buy the next one anyway? That's my question, personally. I think they're genuinely making games worse for no reason, based on the assumption that if more customers finish a game, more customers will buy the next one. So they dumb it down as much as humanly possible to get more people to finish, when I don't even believe it's true. Because you will hear... you hear people who haven't even played a game. There was a controversy. This might be a video we watch after this. There was a controversy on Twitter recently where a fuck ton of people didn't even play Resident Evil Requiem and said it was awesome. Like, this was apparently like a Twitter thing that just happened. It's like, what the actual fuck? The first time I heard of this, like, phenomenon in, like, a significant context was back when Persona 5 came out. Apparently, there's a fuck ton of what I assume were women talking about on Twitter how they're huge fans of the game and they never played it. You know, definitely a woman thing to do. So I'm assuming it's similar with Resident Evil Requiem. Anyway, my point is the yellow paint thing is horrific, and it's just because modern game designers are lazy since environments are way too complex. There's no simple way to signpost where to go in an environment that they can just slap on in 5 seconds. You know, like, you play any game, like, when the environments are far more simple, they didn't even have to try that hard to make it obvious where you're supposed to go. I mean, worst case scenario, you have, like you see these lamps here, they could have it so, like, they just have a lamp hanging over wherever door you're supposed to go. And you wouldn't even really notice it. It wouldn't seem condescending, but your brain sees, like, oh, it's a dark room, here's one light right here, and so this is where I go. And no one would complain about that. That's how they've done it a million times. But no. Everything's super complicated. People are retarded. You got to throw a bunch of yellow paint. Again, DSP, right? The DSP clip that was played at the GDC for God of War 2018. That said it all, I think.
But the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Thanks for the yellow paint. Never would have thought to walk up here.
Yeah, I know. There's, like, nowhere else to fucking... This is, like, the worst shit, because there actually is nowhere else to go. Why would there be yellow paint if there's literally nowhere else you can go? This is a hallway.
Yellow paint. Never would have thought to walk up here.
I've seen some dumb sections where it's like, why is the...
Yeah, this one is mega condescending. this one is extremely condescending. But the thing is, are they wrong? Are they wrong? Everyone said this was like an 11 out of 10 when it came out. I think even though my review was positive, I basically said it was like a 7.5 or something. I don't remember exactly. But the point is, they didn't care about this. Normal people don't care that they're being treated like retards. How do you think the Jews have gotten away with doing it forever? They will openly treat you like a retard and they don't care.
Yellow paint there. Like, is the player that stupid?
Fight them off. Okay.
We are aiming to create a Resident Evil 4 that everyone can enjoy. So please look forward to it.
Yeah, that everyone can enjoy it. That's always a good sign.
Thanks so much.
Why didn't you show the laser, bro? Why didn't you show the laser? Why didn't they show the laser?
How do you look at the original game and say, oh, let's change this to a generic crosshair?
I always felt a laser...
Yeah, I know. It's another thing where it's just like, it makes absolutely no sense why they downgraded it at all.
Sight was a more immersive reticle than putting a white dot in the middle of the screen. You can unlock laser sights later, but you can only equip them to certain guns.
You only get it on 2 weapons, fellas. That's it? That's it?
Hey, this doesn't fit on the Red 9.
So the guy that told me
that exact scenario happened to me. Yeah, it doesn't work on the Red 9.
So the guy that told me the lasers in the game lied to me.
It's all in there.
That won't cover it, I'm afraid.
You have to do side quests to unlock the fucking laser? I mean, it's a Ubisoft game.
Hey, why not go through that area again and kill 3 rats?
Killing 3 rats? Seriously, guys? Kill 3 rats, sell 3 vipers, kill another 3 rats, shoot some more blue medallions.
And of course, the way it works, like with all remakes, is that Capcom have taken the level design of Resident Evil 4 and stretched it out.
It's more open and explorable.
And the funny thing is they cut out several iconic rooms and encounters from the game, yet they stretched thin this dog shit to pad it out for no reason. Like, if they had just, I don't know, remade every fucking encounter, they wouldn't have to add in a fetch quest for no conceivable reason. You know, just the thought. Maybe just remake everything that was in the original version.
Than before, but even if you mainline it, it doesn't feel as tight.
It feels like I'm just doing errands around the lake.
I feel like there needs to be a little more sense of urgency when it comes to that.
What's your sit rep?
President's daughter, Baby Eagle.
What is this now?
People really want So What to be the new meme. Most of what was cut was shifted to the DLC several ways. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, Ada going through the laser room. Didn't they even put the out on the laser room? Yeah, they like cut away. I remember when I played it on stream, I purposely died to the lasers, and they like cut away before Ada gets chopped into pieces because they're pussies. You know, modern Capcom, a bunch of, you know, silly billies.
Oh, dear Lord. The pacing in the original game is incredible. It's one of the highlights of that experience. You can't fuck with that.
Many of these areas seem to be gated off, but can be accessed by solving small puzzles.
That's just going to make the extension of this game, you know, padded garbage.
Shit, they took my gear.
Hey, am I tripping? Where's all my stuff?
Pull the first switch, pull the second switch up top, drop down, go through the door, activate the next switch, go through the door, activate the next switch, go through the door, activate this switch.
I'm not gonna lie, this game is dragging.
You have those. The thing with this shit is, and I do agree absolutely that they shouldn't. There's no reason to add this, but like, you know, probably the logic at Capcom is to break up the pacing, much like the puzzles did in the original Resident Evils. The thing is, though, Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 are action games. So you don't need puzzles to break up action games. You want to keep going with the action. Whereas a survival horror game, obviously puzzles fit in better with the gameplay loop, right? So, I mean, I'm just, that's more of like a devil's advocate type of thing where like Redder would be like, look at, he didn't even play the original games. Look at the puzzles in Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, okay, but there's a reason why there's no puzzles that require any thought process in Resident Evil 4 because it's a different genre, obviously.
Dragon.
You have those forced in-game cutscenes and Leon starts moving really fucking slow, or you gotta squeeze through this thing, or you gotta like move that thing like an RE2 remake.
This is not a load screen. You think this is a load screen?
You got it? Sorry.
In classic RE4, every puzzle had a very quick solution you could easily remember for repeat runs. Remake is a few, but most are annoying. Yep.
I'm counting on you.
Can we just go?
It's open.
I owe you one.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Is this like a fucking section? It is.
Yep. Forced walking. I've complained about this many times.
Forced walk-in chat, load screen, I love you, Ashley section. Damn it. You can't skip it? You're gonna take out the container boss and you're gonna put this shit in, dude?
The amount of glazing / chilling when RE4 Remake came out really tells you how far RE has fallen. I mean, it's only gotten worse. Resident Evil Requiem is worse than this. Resident Evil Requiem is absolutely worse than the Resident Evil 4 Remake. And yet everyone was saying it was like the best game ever. Things are going to get way worse before they get better in some ways. Not necessarily in the woke shit. I think, I've already talked about this before. I think a lot of woke slop is going to get dialed back to like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 levels. Not all of it. There's still going to be a lot of garbage. Like, I'm sure Wolverine is going to be full of gay ass shit because Sony never learns. They're going to do that shit until the grave, it seems. Until they're buried. By everyone, you mean retarded Zoomers? Yeah, well, everyone who's not a retarded Zoomer is an unk, and they're never gonna play the old games that we grew up with, so. Especially for, like, content creators, you're a slave to those retarded Zoomers because, you know, when people get older, they consume different types of content. Now, my audience is a bit on the older side. It's like 50-50, I'd say. Well, I guess YouTube analytics is probably more millennials than Zoomers, but for the streams, it's actually slightly more Zoomers, which makes sense because those are the type of people who would, you know, watch a live stream. But yeah, the type of people who are consuming countless hours on YouTube are usually younger people, so it makes sense that there's so many shills because Zoomers don't want to play old games, they want to play new games.
That's not our policy. You have to order something from the lunch menu.
I don't want lunch. I want breakfast.
Yeah, well, hey.
Yeah, the thing is, too, like, I don't the sad thing about Resident Evil 4 Remake is it gets away with a lot of shit because I think the Resident Evil 3 Remake was so much worse, you know? People never realize this slippery slope shit until it's too late because they're dumb, but, like, it started with Resident Evil 2 Remake gutting how the A and B scenario could be unique with the zapping system. And, you know, most people didn't care because they didn't play the original, if we're being honest. But even people who did play the original, they're like, well, this has, like, its own benefits being a modern game. Then Resident Evil 3 Remake happened, and it was the worst thing in human history. Not that bad, but, you know, it was bad. It was very bad. And then Resident Evil 4 Remake's like, oh, look, it's a good game, guys. It's pretty good. Yeah, but, I mean, you went from, like, a 10 out of 10 to, like, a 7.5 out of 10. That's fucking huge for anyone who actually cares about, you know, making the best game possible. But people don't care about that because, I mean, this could devolve into an argument about how the vast majority of people do not think video games are art, even if they tell you they are. Because really they just care about a soulless entertainment product, which I think in a vacuum wouldn't even be that bad, except people don't even want the best product possible. They just want the bare minimum of whatever they think is good, and that's good enough for them, right? So that's the shit that pisses me off. It's like, I don't even care if you don't think video games are art. I care that you have such pathetically low standards. That's what I care about. And that's usually, you know, the type of trouble I run into with people shitting on my videos for the most, the political part probably more than that these days, but at least in the early years, a lot of times, you know, people shitting on my videos was just like, yeah, he's nitpicking everything, yeah. It's like, trust me, there's people who nitpick way more than I do. They might articulate it in a better way than I do since I don't script my videos. But trust me, I've seen plenty of channels who nitpick more than me. I mean, shit, we're arguably watching one right now. Please watch the video and stop only when necessary. It's 3 a.m. over here. Okay, random foreigner. I definitely care about when you go to bed. Why don't you just watch the archive? You've clicked on this stream. You can just go to your YouTube history tomorrow morning and click on the vid. It's unlisted. It's not private. Just click it, watch the rest.
I'm really sorry.
It's one of my favorite parts of the entire game, having to rush through this small, cramped collection of cages while the clock is ticking.
It was a fucking terrifying sequence, and that challenged your head a little bit, because you had to figure out where to go within that maze, and in addition to that, he was attacking, and in addition to that, you were on a timer. So you had 3 things go on at once, and that's why they cut it. It was too difficult.
Wait, yeah, actually, who watches a stream for the streamer to be silent, let videos play? Yeah, does that guy realize he could just watch this video? Like, I don't need to be here in the corner saying nothing. Like, if you don't care about what I say, just watch the video yourself.
I'm thinking to myself, like, hey, did this part happen? and then it's like it didn't happen, and I'm past it already. It seems like they've cut a lot out.
The stuff they've added doesn't begin to cover the worth of what we lost. You're creating a remake and it has less content than the original version that was almost 20 years old.
This is what I mean, dude. All they do is fucking remove shit. Why? It's a fucking remake, dude. Are you remaking the game or fucking what?
What? Come on, man. No rope?
There's a bunch of shit that is removed, and it's a continued tradition here with these RE Engine remakes.
For some reason, I do not see nobody talking about cut content in this game. To call out Resident Evil 3 Remake cut content and not call this game out for cut content?
Okay, but that's because the Resident Evil 3 Remake gutted like 80% of the game. There's definitely a difference. I mean, I agree, you should always complain about it. Absolutely. I actually like the Resident Evil 2 Remake, and it's still absolutely valid to complain about everything they cut. I'm just saying, there are two different worlds. The Resident Evil 3 Remake is actually just not even a good game, period. Like, it is a bad game. The Resident Evil 4 Remake is much worse than the original, but it's, by modern standards, it's pretty good. that's the sad. But that's because you went from one of the greatest games ever made, completely timeless, some of the best pacing and counter design, you know, gunplay, etc., of any game ever. And then you made a worse version of that, but it's still pretty good. You know, it's like, so the problem, again, I understand why I made this video, because this is like, obviously him doubling down, showing he was not the only person, except, you know, of course he didn't include a certain somebody in this. But the point is, plenty of other people agreed with the critiques with the remake who had actually played the original. I would assume that the majority of people who disliked his original video were probably people who didn't even play the original RE4, and the fucking whatever shill, I can't even remember which shills shit on him. It was like Actman. Did G-Man also shit on Crowbcat? I can't remember. But the point is, the people who shit on him are shills, and their opinions are worth less than shit. So it's kind of irrelevant. Like, who cares? Yeah, so G-Man, all the shills. Yeah, oh yeah, I think Sphere Hunter shit on him too, saying something about, like, if you judge a game on whether or not it's soulless, something, I don't know. The point is, the establishment people shit on him, even though the majority of his critiques were 100% correct, and even the ones that weren't 100% were absolutely valid criticisms, I would say, you know.
Can't help you. I can't help you.
You can't talk to him? What?
Like, if you want to talk about unrealistic, like the Salazar statue and how stupid that played out in the original, that doesn't make sense, right? And then you have this massive roller coaster underground. It is so unrealistic, it's not even fun. Like, it actually just takes you out of the experience, because it's like they want to try this grounded approach.
Which feels like an anticlimax. Increasingly a scripted Uncharted style.
Yeah, that was just an Uncharted thing. I mean, this is the same with the motorcycle sequence in Requiem. Like, you just have a thing out of nowhere that doesn't fit with the rest of the game. Like, why? Like, my question is, like, why the hell is this here? When it obviously doesn't fit with the rest of the gameplay at all. This is a random Uncharted sequence when you could have just copy-pasted the original minecart ride, which used all the game's mechanics. Like, it functions exactly the same as the rest of the game. Doesn't have any minigame feel. Like, he zoomed in on the infinite ammo thing. Like, this is stupid. The original minecart ride was perfect. Just do it again. Maybe you could add more to it, but turning it into this scripted, like, on-rail shooter thing is garbage completely.
Piece rather than an engaging death trap that you have to use real ammo and reflexes to ward off with a horde of chainsaws and ganados dropping directly into your cart.
Yeah, this is probably the only chainsaw guy that I think is legit like a freak out moment, because this was a perfect place to put this guy, because like it removes a lot of the normal advantages to like fighting a normal one, because you only have these 3 mine carts Now you can jump between them and you have invincibility frames when you switch minecarts, but still, like, first time playing, you have no maneuverability. You're probably shooting other Ganados that are next to you. So this is like, I think this is probably like the best implementation of him as an enemy in this game. It's really good.
When they approached Capcom to release the original trilogy on PC, Capcom literally met them with, why would you want the old games when we have the superior remakes? And I'm just like, huh?
That's what normies think.
They didn't do the Resident Evil 4. Can we please stop hiding the classic Resident Evil title?
Aha, I asked this earlier. Yes, they did sell it. They did again, this started with Resident Evil 2 remake, you know? They snuck this in. I hate to bring this up for the millionth time over the past 2 years, but people ignored all this shit until Dragon's Dogma 2, and then all of a sudden people pretended to care. And again, my point in that video was, people told you to care, and part of it was a lie, like the fast travel thing. I don't know who started that lie, but my point in that was not that microtransactions are fine. It's that you're a tard. These have been in Capcom's games for years now. That was my point. Anyway, I don't know why I have to keep explaining that, but whatever.
It'll call behind the OG soundtrack swap.
So that's DLC though?
Pay extra. It's all in there.
A little while after the game was released, new DLC was added into the game in the form of purchasable, exclusive upgrade tickets for your weapons in the shop.
You have a ticket, do ya? Nice.
All the decent attache cases that are actually worth jack shit are locked behind the deluxe edition DLC that I didn't buy.
Unlocks additional treasures that cannot be found with the various treasure maps obtainable in the game. Yo, that seems a little OP.
Pay to win.
Yeah.
Pay to win.
It does point them out to you, but it also just creates new ones that didn't exist before that. That's the pay to win treasure. This one right here. Sapphire, boom, that's an extra 4K that I wouldn't normally have. Like, that's so lame.
The Mercenaries mode, a staple of the Resident Evil franchise, was also not included in the game at launch. We had to wait later for an update. When it finally did...
And yeah, and that was deliberate because of everything, even a single player game, has to be live service. Obviously, they're tracking the numbers of how many people boot the game back up when they add the update. And then they're like, dude, but it's free though. It's free. Yeah, but it wasn't free day one. The purposes behind it are sinister. They wanted you, because I can't remember the exact release, but I'm assuming they released this around when Separate Ways came out. The point is to get you back to the game so you buy the Separate Ways DLC. I think that's obvious to anyone with a brain, right? So, and it makes them look good to some retards.
To come out, it was unfinished, as Ada and Wesker were nowhere to be found, and there was one less stage.
Waterworld was a huge and elaborate stage, but
dude, that stage was fucking Kino. That stage was Kino in the original Mercenaries. I love that one.
the docks is just a small square, and this stage is also ripped from the story where Leon has his final battle with Sadler.
So much for no cut content.
I think my favorite thing in this whole fucking game is those bald dudes in the castle that like kidnap Ashley and go like They took those guys out, dude.
That's a part of the mood, the vibe, the atmosphere. You never not hear the fucking voices.
Well, here's the thing. Again, I feel like I'm playing devil's advocate, but there is an explanation behind this. Again, this is arguably maybe an issue with the video format, but I guarantee you, normies think it's actually more scary to have cartoon Halloween fog and blood and like skulls and shit than have a dude do a laugh. You know what I mean? Because the laugh is going to sound goofy to a Zoomer. A Zoomer plays Resident Evil 4 for the first time, he's going to laugh out loud when he hears the the cultist Ganado laugh. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. I'm just saying. Again, not defending the remake. I'm just trying to explain that's probably why Capcom changed it, because they think it's, more scary to have blood and fog or whatever than have the evil laugh.
Notice that.
Wait, did Devin comment in the stream? Yeah, Devin's commenting in the stream. What? That's funny.
There's no interaction or any talk between the villagers.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
There's no vibe here. There's no atmosphere. You're getting nothing except.
We get anti-soul gas though, dude. Look at the fucking. What the fog everywhere is definitely, it's one of those things where you notice it. You're like, why is this here? Well, it's genuinely. Why does everything have to be foggy?
Except gibberish now.
A big part of that game's charm is what the enemies say. The voice lines.
¡Por allí! ¡No dejes que se escape! Vayan por detrás. Who are these people? ¡Bloqueale el paso! What are they planning? They're gonna be... Chainsaw. Shit. Te voy a matar.
Te voy a matar. This game is so sick, dude.
Leon?
Just stay close.
Is there a single go hello in this entire section?
It's still there. They still have the same quotes, but it seemed less energetic.
Un forastero. Ahí está.
I mean, that's where the video in and of itself, like voice acting in video games going to shit. I mean, that's worth a fucking like documentary length investigation, but I doubt anyone's gonna make that, including me. I'm not gonna make that either. But I would make like maybe a game is dying, just bitching about it for a while, but certainly would not investigate anything because I'm a lazy ass. But the point is, yeah, voice acting, this is something universally bad in gaming these days.
Where's the energy in the performances? I mean, they're shouting in the original.
Un forastero. Ahí está. Agárrenlo. ¡Cógelo! Ahí está. Mátalo. Ahí están. Matando.
You're not getting the delivery on these performances anymore.
Welcome, stranger. Obey. Obey the voice of our Lord. The blood has accepted the gift.
These characters sound like a parody of their former selves.
The graveliness of it sounds like a put-on, like someone doing an impression.
Long time no see, rookie. The game. It is me, Triple H. I'm here to fuck you up. Oh, rookie. Rookie.
I don't think she does that bad of a job. I mean, she doesn't do that bad of a job. She's cool.
Don't worry, Leon. First time.
She sounds awful, dude.
Don't keep me.
Wow.
Pull yourself together, Luis.
Her voice.
Make more. You know how, just do it.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like, I think this is the one thing everyone complained about. Again, they just did not give a fuck. It was just DEI shit, obviously, which I doubt will be covered in this for, I'm sure, a reason. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, wasn't it just they wanted to get an actual Asian to voice Ada, and the Japanese just don't give a fuck about the English voice acting anymore, so they just pulled a random Asian off the street to have her voice Ada, and she didn't care. So that's pretty much, you know, it's just DEI bullshit.
Sometimes some actors totally like fuck up their auditions, but if I feel the vibe is right and I can work with them, I'll go for that one rather than someone who did a perfect.
Oh yeah, it was, yeah, she played was that the live action movie? It was the live action bitch, wasn't it? They got to voice. So not a random Asian, but you know, a bad actor, B actor, C-list actor, D-list actor, Z-list actor. Yeah, I did forget about that. Hold on, let me rewind for this point. I got distracted by chat.
You know how, just do it.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Sometimes some actors totally like fuck up their auditions, but if I feel the vibe is right and I can work with them, I'll go for that one rather than someone who did a perfect.
The vibe is right, so she sucked your dick. Is that what that means?
Read, but I can feel like he's an asshole or she's an asshole.
Capcom keeps going the cheapest route possible for the English voiceover. And you might be wondering, well, how do you know this? It's because the old voice actress of Claire Redfield, Allison Court, she actually did an interview with a YouTube channel called Residents of Evil, where she talked about this whole process.
Were you already in the union back there? And when did the union come about?
I was union. I've always been union.
You always, since the very beginning.
So all of these fans who are like, well, it was your fault for joining a union and demanding more money. It's like, guys, get a grip.
Mr. Kennedy. Like I said, Capcom doesn't give a fuck about the English voice acting at all. They don't care. And again, if people swallow the slop, why would they? I'm sure the Japanese acting was fine.
Mr. Kennedy. This George Washington looking fuck is not.
Yeah, I don't. It's fucking. Again, this is another thing. Anyone who played the original did not like this. This is just. It's gross and not amusing or funny. Like, it's just. It's so much worse than the original that I don't even know what the fuck, unless maybe it was they wanted to have drag queen representation or some shit in the game. How do you go from midget Napoleon to this garbage? I don't even fucking know.
Not cool. He doesn't give me this fucking awesome vibe like it in the original, where he was like, you know, he has that little laugh before you meet him and it marinates.
Leon doesn't even meet Sadler until near the end of the game, and he only meets with Salazar 3 times before the boss fight with him.
Yeah, it's crazy that Sadler's barely in the fucking game. Yeah, that was, I think, another thing I talked about, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Salazar just... What the fuck?
This causes Leon, Salazar, and Sadler all to suffer as characters because Leon isn't in communications with them throughout the game.
When he's beaten, I almost thought that something was missing.
And that's the entire game.
Okay, well, you can't really say that without context, because you can argue that in the original too. I mean, I love Resident Evil 4 to death, but the final boss is not one of the better parts.
Something was missing.
And that's the entire game. Like, these villains don't feel like villains and shit.
You'll face severe consequences. I have absolute control.
In the original, whenever he had a monologue...
Yeah, it's weird that he doesn't do the I'm only 20 years old thing. Why would they cut that? I don't know.
Absolute control.
In the original, whenever he had a monologue, I was like, dude, I love this guy so much, but I can't wait to kill him type of thing.
The Los Illuminados jack Leon's comms, and throughout the game, taunt him, make life generally difficult for him, and inject much-needed character moments into the game that expand on all 3 of these characters further.
Oh, Bruce, you're breaking up. Is Salazar about to hijack it?
Damn it. So much for that.
Maybe just jamming it. Okay, no hijack yet.
All you get is 50 seconds of Salazar talking through the castle's intercom, and that's it.
Stage is set for the final act.
All of it just reminds me of RE8 again. I'm sure you're getting tired of RE8, but it's true.
Okay, again, it's funny to nitpick the nitpicker, but these are 2 different things entirely. I mean, this is like a blockage wall, and the other thing is more like a mine. Like, even if these... whatever, it doesn't matter, really. I mean, again, I don't even like Resident Evil Village that much anyway, but, like, the purpose of these 2 things is completely different. You shoot a globule and they both explode, but this is supposed to be a mine he places periodically throughout the fight, whereas the other is, you know, like a blockage goo wall, because I believe the fish guy, like, charges around or something, doesn't he? I can't remember, because I haven't played the game in, like, 4 fucking years.
One common issue throughout the remake with bosses was the lack of seeing the boss transformations. Something that add to that shit just got real factor gets stripped away.
It just cuts into a cutscene and then you just see the reveal. Even though in the original, you can see the transformation.
The problem is in a remake is that every transformation is hidden from the player or shown way too close or cut up in the screen so you can't see it. In the original, you absolutely will see the transformations and it has a horror feeling into it.
Sadler getting the bullets out of him in Resident Evil 4 OG actually presented with a bit more intimidation, as there was a sense of dread instilled by not knowing what he was doing. There is nothing like that here.
The cinematography alone in the original game is just like light years ahead of this game, but no one cares. No one cares about where the camera's placed. No one cares about the performances. No one cares about anything.
We spent a lot of time and effort in making the total finished product, especially the cutscenes, where new enemies are introduced, and that really comes out in the camera work.
No. He just comes out of the door? Where's the build-up?
And I'm not saying this is literal shit, but it's certainly, in my opinion, is not a fucking 10 out of 10.
That night came the honeymoon.
That's just every game now, though. I mean, Metascore, again, only retards care about Metascore. Fucking every game now gets over a 90, which is absolutely insane. Like, the average, according to game journalists, the average video game is a 9 out of 10. Like, legitimately. It's actually...
Resident Evil 4 Remake is one of the best games I've played in my life.
Oh, thank God. Shit. You know what? This video just went up in my mind because exposing Shill Up. What a fucking joke. I hate Shill Up so much.
My life.
Capcom has made essentially a perfect video game. I think it's one of the best.
Nakey Jake. Yeah, I don't really like Nakey Jakey much either, to be fair. I mean, I think when he started out, he made a few good videos, but yeah, very normie taste for sure.
Best games ever.
Resident Evil 4 Remake might be the best video game remake ever made.
I think this is just how you perfect a remake. This is how you remake a game.
This may I mean, those are just establishment shills, so that one doesn't matter so much.
This may very well be one of the best games Capcom has ever made.
It might very well be the most perfect horror action game I ever played.
Resident Evil 4 Remake is a new bar, delivering not only a fantastic remake, but one of the best survival horror games ever, one of the best third-person action games ever, and one of the best video games.
I'm seriously convinced there's not, like, actual human beings don't watch Skill Up, and that his channel is entirely basically a sponsorship scam where he pays for YouTube engagement, you know, because you can buy views and impressions and shit. And so he just buys a fuck ton and then makes money off sponsorships. That's my theory. I don't think humans watch. Okay, moving on.
Games ever, full stop.
This is the third highest Resident Evil score of all time. This right now is a 93 based off 90 critic reviews.
Capcom gets a lot of praise for their remakes, but still not enough.
This remake, I think, is 20 times better than the original. It's 100 times better. I'll never touch the original again.
This game is dang near perfect.
Rebuilt, refined, and realized to the full limits of its enormous potential.
Final score, 10 out of 10.
They remade a game and they fucking honored it. They took RE4, they respected everything about it, and it's just as good or better, in my opinion. And yeah, the Soul versus Soulless can eat my ass out with a spoon. How about Dime Apples?
Crowbcat darkened the audio levels of the RE4 Remake! I knew something was off when I watched this video.
And he did turn down the ambient sound. He did factually do that.
Turn the volume up, pendejo. Should I do that in-game? Audio. Oh, it's already maximum. All right, I agree with you. So I'm going to turn it up. I mean, it's already... I'll just put it...
Again, I defended him over this, but I'm not in this video. I'm not in this video.
We're on 100.
How far could he have gone?
Give me also 1 second. I'm going to pause. I want to turn up the audio slightly. It feels... Oh, I can't.
You should just boost, just put the master volume at the highest right now, because people are still saying it's a little quiet, but it got better.
It is.
When we increase
It's all the way.
Oh, it's already. Oh, okay, great.
There's sound effects.
So, okay. Yeah, you could put everything up, I guess.
If game volume needs to be turned up, let me know. It might be a little low compared to Fatal Frame. Let me look in the game menu. Actually, that may be better. Is everything jacked? Yeah,
I can move my web. It doesn't matter who the fuck's talking, does it? I'll be right in the middle. There you go. You'll be able to see everyone. No, who cares?
What about the audio? Some people are saying it sounds good. Some people are saying it's low, slightly low.
Volume's a little low. Well, it's all the way up.
How's the volume? I feel like the...
Yeah, so who was it? I can't remember. Was this Actman or was this G-Man who called him out on this? I don't remember which one specifically said the manipulated audio levels, but the point is, like, it was just a claim with no evidence that people just all went along with because the new product is good and the old product is clearly outdated and janky and clunky, and I will never touch it because bad graphics. Ew, that's the truth. It's just graphics. It's the only excuse ever.
Game's a little quiet.
Audio's kind of quiet.
Let's go to audio. Okay, game volume too low. Got it.
It's a bit quiet. Game's a little low. Make it a little louder.
I upped the game volume by 5 decibels. Let me know if I need to do more.
The game audio is maxed out. I can't turn it up any higher. I could check in-game. Yeah, let me see if I can raise up the volume. Audio.
Ray, that's throwback. Achievement Hunter.
Okay, so I have it as loud as it can be.
What a
It's just
throwback.
quiet, guys. Like, I even had to raise up my goddamn TV, and it's still fucking quiet.
Audio's too quiet.
This game is actually quite quiet.
So the wind is down here, but then when there's the gunshot, that's right up at the top.
All over social media. I just saw.
Damn. Come on. There we go. Okay, so yeah, G-Man, the G-Man was the original one. I usually like Crowbcat's videos of this is Massive L. A lot of the comparisons made are also disingenuous and don't even match up properly.
Social media.
Duality, man. Yeah, that's people... I knew this at the time. He changed the title ironically. And people were... I know autism is extremely widespread these days. I think it was just petty leftists, like, pretending to not understand things or whatever, but it was obviously it was ironic because of the backlash.
Yeah, I just saw post.
Okay, let's not forget that judging new video games on a binary of Silver's Souls was a 4chan V-fad like 2 years ago. That's true. That's the culture this kind of mentality steeped in. So, like, how many memes come from 4chan? Like... out of the percentage of actually funny online memes, probably like 80% of them came from 4chan back in the day. These days, not so much. These days, it's basically just brigading trans, browns, and marketers on V, but it used to be humans.
At the post.
Oh, there's the Sphere Runner. Can't wait for 60% of the comments in my next video to be references to this video. Woohoo.
At the post.
Every king eventually takes an L. Yeah, I knew Actman said something about it. I remember that.
Post.
The comment section under this video is pretty ugly, to put it lightly.
RE4 Remake is a masterpiece. You are worsening the gaming culture.
He changed the title of the video. He has no integrity.
I'm disappointed in Crowbcat. He could have gone after the other shitty buggy games everyone else already covered. But he instead dared to cover the peakiest peak that is Resident Evil 4 Remake.
God, you are just the most unlikable, angry old man I've ever seen.
You're sitting here daydreaming about your old-ass PS2 game while being angry about something that's almost universally loved.
A lot of people really like remakes, not because they're that interested in the artistic discussion of it all, but because it becomes a social event, a social experience.
Yeah, that's all video games have become though now. I mean, shit, like I was just saying, apparently there's a controversy around Resident Evil Requiem right now that there's a fuck ton of people on Twitter who never played the game and are calling themselves fans of the game. So, yes, this is modern gaming.
It really does feel like people really are putting Capcom specifically on a pedestal, right? They really are pretending these Resident Evil remakes are some of the best games ever made.
And, you know, the truth of the matter is that...
And not just, again, Requiem. Very timely, because it happened with Requiem.
But a lot of people haven't played the original. A lot of, I mean, unless you're a boomer. That's just the...
Okay, well, I mean, that's not a good example for a Steam player count, since the vast majority of people played it either on GameCube, PS2, or Wii, but, you know.
The reality of the situation. Most people haven't played the original, and they're not going to go back to it.
I haven't played the original.
I never played the original.
Didn't play the original.
I never played the original.
Didn't play the original. I didn't play the original.
It's that time. It's time to lower this one 6 feet under.
Yeah, again, this is another thing I've talked about 100 times. Every new product is the fast-selling product in history because people are fucking sheep with FOMO for even a single-player game because, like it was just said in this video, whoever it was quoting, video games are a social event now. They're not an entertainment product for you to enjoy privately. No, you must tell the whole internet, which is ironic because I'm a YouTuber, but at least I make money off of telling everyone my opinion. Yeah, people don't just play a game to enjoy it themselves anymore.
And say, well, it is what it is.
From now on, when I say Resident Evil 4, now I have to say Resident Evil 4, the original, released on the GameCube.
It was cool, but forgettable.
Game of the year.
Spike TV.
And the winner is Resident Evil 4.
Now that's the Game Awards.
That's what we live for. We have to act now, and one of the things we're doing is making original games.
Now here's all the people who are featured in the video. I'm not in it. There's no synthetic man in this video, unfortunately. Because I kind of shield low-key. I had plenty of criticisms for the game. I'm sure some of these people that there were excerpts from their criticisms also liked the game. I doubt all these people hated it. I also had criticisms of it in my video, if you go back and watch. I even acknowledged Crowbcat's criticisms in my defense of his first video. Unfortunately, I'm be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this video for what I already said, which is just, this just feels like a compilation of opinions I agree with. Like, can you imagine if I made a video, like, I'd say, for example, what's a good example of one? Like, let's say for the Fallout show. Let's say, when Fallout Season 2 releases, I make a video that's a compilation of every YouTuber who agreed with my critiques of Fallout Season 1. Would that be a good video? No. No, it would not be a good video. The editing's good, but you have to look to, like, what is the core message of this? Like, he made his point in the first video, and yes, there were new critiques in this one, But since he doesn't add his own voice, it's just him editing footage over other people's opinions. You know, that it's just, and it's not like I think people's opinions are worthless. Like, I know I meme sometimes, and I'm like, only my opinion matters. I'm synthetic god or whatever. But my point is, like, most of his older videos are just a direct comparison of footage between the old game and the new game, whether it's a sequel or remake or whatever. And then he'll have developer commentary. And there was some developer commentary in this, but over half this video was just, here's a YouTuber's opinion, and I'm editing over it. Some of it was just live stream clips, literal fucking live stream clips. So, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a huge fan. This video was worked on before RE9 came out, but all of the review and sales records segment age interestingly since RE9 toppled it. Yeah, I mean, he should make a vid on RE9, I think, but the time probably already passed. And the thing is too, don't get me wrong, I'm petty, so I'm absolutely not saying this is something I wouldn't do. But there's a part in here where he's like, you know, Crowbcat should have made a video on this that everyone else covered, blah, 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 or whatever, whenever he said that, right? It's like, yeah, because there have been a million other gaming disasters, and the reason people like your channel is because they want to see you compare the new disaster to the old one. I mean, shit, the fucking Nick Tech channel kind of does like a discount version of Crowbcat's videos, and it's worked out for him to great success. Now, Crowbcats are better, definitely better than Nick Tech's, but the point is there was a gap in the market since he stopped making these like comparison videos for whatever reason. You know, he only made I think I looked at his channel, he only made 6 videos in between the original RE4 critique and this one. Like, look, and I know his upload schedule has never been very consistent, but my point is, like, how many gaming disasters came out between the Resident Evil 4 remake and this? Like, an insane amount, you know? My Crowbcat defense vid has 210,000 views. He addressed the controversy, but not his only defender feels intentional. It's definitely intentional. I mean, there's like 1 billion% absolutely he didn't acknowledge me for a reason, which I'm used to people not liking me. I think that's completely fine. There's many, I have far more, well, you can call them detractors, you can just call them people who don't like me, whatever you want to say, than there are people who do like me, so I'm used to it. I thought Crowbcat and Michael Does Life were the same person. Are they? I don't even know. If they are, then if they are, Michael Does Life has actually commented on my streams quite a few times. But why is it? Where does that come from? All your subs like you. Yeah, well, I'm saying there's far more than 175,000 people who dislike me. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's probably over 1 million after all these years. Definitely shows a lack of character on his side for not acknowledging you. Maybe he just wanted to stay away from the controversy, but I think it's more likely he just doesn't like me, because I think that's most people. Check the comments. Yeah, of course you guys want me to read your comments on this video. Of course you do. We can check the top comments. Mr. President, a second Crowbcat video on art. Here, I'll put myself at the top. Mr. President, a second Crowbcat video on RE4 Remake dropped. The Japanese soldier who kept fighting 29 years after World War II. The Un Forastero at 3125 sounds like it should be followed by a guitar and maracas. The beef of the century, Crowbcat. Dude, I hate comments like this. I actually, I'm even getting slightly annoyed at you. All my top comments just being random anti-Semitic memes at this point, because I just feel like I've heard them all. You know, it's and this is a lot of this is like Reddit tier. Are there any good ones in here? OG Resident Evil 4 will always be a certified hood classic. Morgan Freeman meme. He's right, you know. Dude, this is a fucking ancient meme at this point too. Like, what are these comments? Sees the letter R, The Last of Us. Yeah, that part, yeah. That shit was fucking, what? Are you fucking retarded? Yeah, the R stood for retarded, not Resident Evil, because that guy, why would you think Last of Us? I believe in remastered sweats nervously. The man let the dust settle, regrouped, and doubled down. I respect it. No, wait a minute, is that a synth cell? I think we have an HP Lovecraft that's similar to that, but it could be a different guy. Don't forget that on Crowbcat's first video on RE4, 80% of viewers didn't get past the village section. Is that true? I don't know. That might be true. Breaking his silence just to double down. Good on you, Crowbcat. Yep. Yeah, never fucking apologize to these motherfuckers for any reason, ever. There is no reason. Even if you're objectively wrong about something, you could just correct yourself and move on, because your point is not wrong. I mean, it's an opinion. Even if you are, like, I don't know, whatever. Look at that. Look at that lovely face right there. Now that, I will buy Starfield 10 more copies for that guy. Random NPC. Random NPC. Anyway. Thank you so much for shining light in this topic. What, is this a fucking bot? What are you talking about? Crowbcat is generational beat. Dude, what is with these fucking Zoomers? Shut the fuck up. Old game said crazy amount of soul. True. Oh boy, here we go again. Holy fuck, get in here. Honey, get in here. Crowbcat's back. Children have inherited a dead society and they mock you for remembering. Now, here's a good comment. We finally found one. Damn good. Yep, true Doomer pill. What are the replies? Billions must play the original. And that's a real truth. Yep. They simply don't understand because they weren't there. They will discredit this video with little quips because that's what they grew up with. They have algorithm brain. Dude, read the other comments in this fucking comment section. Trust me, people who like Crowbcat say the same shit. And the algorithm has hyped them up for something they have no context to, so of course in abstract it's pretty good. If all you've eaten your whole life is paste covered in seasoning, then when you eat real food without it, you won't understand the true value of what you're actually eating. These kids were raised as drones, it's sad. Yep. That's a great comment. That's a great comment. All right, I'm a member now. Will you stop ignoring me? I wasn't ignoring you in particular. People are going to lose interest in games if they keep churning out the same things over and over again. Say that louder for the executives in the back. But it's objectively wrong, though. Like, this is a cope. Like, I hate to always be the fucking cynic in these situations, but Resident Evil Requiem is literally them just churning, they're just rehashing two game, more than two, but two game ideas that they've been doing for the past, 8 years. However many years ago, well, Resident Evil 7, I think, when did Resident Evil 7 come out? Was it 8 years ago or more? I don't know. The point is, they've been doing it, and Requiem sold an insane amount. So, sorry, it's not true. I wish it was. I wish he was right. Original RE4 was such a dope game. True. Sees the letter R, The Last of Us. And people wonder why there are warning labels printed on shampoo and hammers. Yep. Electric Underground really nailed it when he called Remake social event. Again, that's just all gaming, though. I mean, it's not exclusive to remakes, but yep. I feel this is the perfect time to inform everyone that the original RE4 is on sale at $5 right now. Let's see. Okay, well, I think that's enough. All right, fine. We'll read the Synth comments. I'm sure you're begging for me to do this. The remake is fun and well made. It's far better than most other games being released. It needs no excuse for existence beyond that. Don't make an original product. Just rehash the old product. As long as it's better than the other dog shit, it's fine that you just remake old great game. Holy shit. Oh my god. You're not supposed to say that out loud. That's what I say about normies is a straw man. See, I told you it's not a fucking straw man. You guys always said, oh, he's schizo, he's crazy. Nah, most of you agree with me. Most of you agree with me. But still. Anyway, W double down. I love both RE2, RE4, and RE4 Remake and RE9 have been the best of the series. Oh my god. This is what I'm saying. Like, I would much rather have watched a video on RE9 than this. Because, like, holy fuck, people unironically think RE9 is the best. You didn't play the old games. You didn't play them. Period. You did not play them. There is no fucking universe where RE9 is the best game in the series. No. Period. No. This is idiotic. Completely fucking idiotic. Resident Evil fans, when the average person doesn't want to put themselves through a mechanically outdated game in favor of a better artistic... This is bait! This is bait. Come on. There's no way this is real. There's no way. Mechanically outdated game in favor of a better artistic... Dude, how many times, again, not really you guys, but like on comments on my videos over the past 6 years, how many times have people told me, oh, dude, this is just like, you're just fucking crazy, you know, you're a spurg, blah, 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 people don't really think like this. This is literally exactly what I make fun of. This is exactly what I make fun of in my videos, is this. Exactly this. This knife narrative is so dumb. You think it makes the game too easy. Playing hardcore and shut up. See how long you last. Yeah, I mean, okay. I didn't really bring that up, but it's true that the knife, the Resident Evil 4 remake is harder than the original. That's another thing I've talked about. Resident Evil 4 on professional isn't even that hard, like at all, once you understand the mechanics. There's a few parts where you'll get killed, you know, several times. But I definitely would say the remake is harder. But the problem is not difficulty. The problem is that the controls in the new one suck. If they weren't so fucking sluggish, you probably wouldn't even die half the time. If it takes a full second to turn around, a full second to pull out your knife to parry, you know, all this shit while you're in the middle of other animations, then of course you're gonna make a mistake and die, you know? Again, difficulty doesn't fucking matter. Okay, what matters is the game really fun? I know fun's a buzzword. I care about fun. Okay, maybe it's my unk status. I care about fun. I don't care if a game is harder, easier, whatever. A game can definitely be hard and fun, but I feel like a lot of games are hard for the sake of hard these days. Most games are easy, obviously. The majority of games are easy. But a lot of times when games are made hard, it's bad design. After watching this, it makes me optimistic how they reacted to these criticisms in art. What? Did we play a different game? You fucking cocksucker? What are you talking about? Over half of the issues in Resident Evil 4 Remake are still in RE9. Enemies still don't react to being shot sometimes, because the handgun in RE9 is probably the worst handgun in any of the Resident Evil games. Like, holy shit, it's even worse. It's an even worse problem than RE4. And their solution to the knife durability shit was just to have it be like a vestigial mechanic. It's a leftover for no reason. They could completely cut out the axe durability and nothing would change. because I probably only got hit once or twice ever after playing the game 3 times from having to sharpen the axe. So it's, no, this is retard shit. They did not address the criticisms. You're stupid. Anyway, next. Meta put out a very nice version of RE4 with the original graphics completely reworked for VR. That's my favorite version of the game. I do want to play it in VR at some point. I'll just move on. RE4 is a timeless piece of trash. It will always be trash. Remake is a great practice. How many of these are like bait comments from V, I wonder? It's like, you realize since your comment doesn't get any likes, he's never going to read it. Like, yeah, okay, to be fair, he might read it because he did have a section in this video where he posted a bunch of comments. But the point is, your comment's not going to get engagement, dude. Like, why even write this shit? Like, bait only works if someone can see it. You're used to an anonymous website where someone scrolling through the thread probably is going to read your comment and get mad. He's probably not even going to see this. Anyway, generational revenge video. Cringe. Last I checked, it was still overwhelmingly positive on Steam, but pop off as if this matters, you fucking retard. Who gives a fuck what the goy cattle think about anything? When's the next time you're gonna make a video that's watchable? Oh shit. I'm shocked no one has mentioned what I mentioned, where it's like, is this just a compilation of other YouTubers' videos? I mean, to be fair, he did a lot of the actual video was his video, you know, but there were live stream clips in here, which is strange. Anyway, as for a friend, I actually used to like your content, but now you're grudge matching with the entire internet. The entire internet. Dude, someone's got to make a video about narcissism in the internet. Like, make an 8-hour long, like, well-researched video essay. I'll listen to the whole thing. I promise. Like, the narcissism epidemic online has gotten out of control. What the fuck are you talking about? Entire internet. 99.999% of people don't give a single fuck. What are you talking about? Woo. Redditor steps out of his echo chamber. Yep. Anyway, I'm not even seeing any of your guys' comments. Probably because this video is getting comments so fast because it just came out. Old good, new bad. That is true though. Objectively, fuck you. This is why I hate. This is another thing I hate about the modern internet. People just repeat a meme and they feel like they made a point. It's like, no, you just said a meme, retard. That's all that happened. Gee, I wonder why there's a parry mechanic. It's not because there are more enemies in the screen at the same time. Is that even true? Or the fact that they are more aggressive. I'm not scared anymore, dude. They robbed me the scares, bruh. So pathetic, man. What? I guess this is supposed to be mocking. He's like saying this in like a mocking tone in his head. They robbed me the scares, bro. I mean, I do agree. I think the enemies are more aggressive, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I've already gone on record multiple times to say on paper there's nothing wrong with the parry mechanic. What's wrong is how they built it into the game, I think. But it was a cool idea. You know, like, I don't know. Especially because if you think about it, people glaze the shit out of Resident Evil 6 these days, which is mind-blowing because at the time it was considered one of the worst games of all time. I still don't like the game, but it's like Resident Evil 6 kind of just, it didn't directly have parries, but it had its own version, basically. With the crazy-ass kung fu, like, interrupts, like, stagger shit. Anyway. Blah blah blah. I'm scrolling. Oh my god, it's the critical nobody who is in this video, unlike the synthetic man. Experienced true whiplash hearing my criticism RE4 remake sprinkled in here amid so many others. And because there wasn't room for every clip credited, the aim clip at 14 minutes 12 seconds is from my friend's stream, Rusty Deer. Okay. This level of pettiness and no synthetic man. I agree. I agree. Unironically. Unironically. What the fuck? I'm not in this video and it's this petty. Fuck. Anyway. That's actually funny though. I mean, come on. I have to give that one a like. That's true. Anyway. This is kind of interesting. I feel like I could read comments for a while, but I think I need like background music or something. My ADHD's going off. But we could read just comments for a little while. This might just be a video watch stream for the next 2 hours. I was planning on just chilling because it wasn't. I don't know. I'm a little tired today. Hold on. Fucking, I'm just playing RuneScape music. I'm sorry. It's all I think about these days. The RuneScape Jew has got me. Anyway, yeah, let's keep reading comments, I guess. Let's see. Resident Evil series has become like Halo in so many franchises. Lots of fan fiction slop produced for normies and tourists with the sequels and remakes. I gotta turn it down a little bit more. The only Resident Evil remake that matters and better than the others is the 2002 remake of Resident Evil. Yep. 2002 RE1 is still peak, and the only perfect, faithful Resident Evil remake to date. It's what a remake should be, that respects the source material instead of deviating away from it. Yeah, okay, we'll move on. I will give you knife durability sucks, Ashley sucks, new merchant voice sucks, item crafting sucks, stealth sucks, this took away killing chickens for eggs, etc. However, you are a fart huffer if you think the pairing system sucks. It is awesome, and it made the awful Krauser boss fights two of the coolest boss fights. I actually kind of agree with this. I like the Krauser boss fights. What I don't like is how much shittier the one in Requiem is against Hunk. Like, they actually are decently designed fights in the RE4 remake. I don't necessarily... It's not like I think the original boss fight's bad. It was pretty neat. Like, it was just a little jank in a way, but it was still pretty good in the original. But in the remake, I actually do like the Krauser parry fights. Pairing battle, like some John Wick stuff, along with also getting rid of the cutscene QTEs. Yeah, getting rid of the quick time events is good. So Crowbcat, you might be 99.9999% correct with your analysis, but get your head straight with the parrying. Also, you can't parry the Chainsaw Man, really. If you do the parry action, all it does is suck up one chainsaw attack, which otherwise is a one-hit kill. Basically puts the knife to near-breaking status, in which you will be surrounded by the villagers who will gnaw your cheeks. Yeah, I don't feel like that was a very strong point. I feel like, again, I don't care. It's his opinion. But if I was going to make a counter video to this video, I would just play the original Resident Evil 4 and literally just teabag the shit out of the chainsaw dude. I just shotgun blast him, knife, shotgun blast, knife, shotgun blast. Oh wow, what a threat. Because they really are not a threat as soon as you realize how easy they are to deal with. I mean, the first time one shows up, they give you a shotgun, so it's like, you know. Whereas the synthetic god, there we go, we finally got to a, one of you guys. What's the reply? Fellow Sincel, praised RE4 Remake, so, you know, that's not why retard, you fucking Indian. Anyway, it is, plus his inclusion will just make his points invalid in the eyes of normies. They already are. I mean, my inclusion is kind of irrelevant, I would say. Anyway. If you don't see my comment by scrolling down, Siphon Splinter, why? Stop being desperate for attention, please. I'm begging you, man. Please. Anyway. Osmond Sadler is one of the best villains in the series, I'd say, right after Wesker. He had so much personality and presence whenever he had a scene. I just enjoyed him talking because he's that good. And what I never forget was how he spoke about Hollywood movies and awakening Leon from his world of cliches. Yeah, he had a lot of good lines. There are many good lines in the original. Sick of Resident Evil and the freaks that keep pushing it, saying it is good. This is why you never sort comments by newest, because you just see like crazy shit. Like, why did you come onto a Resident Evil video and just be like, yeah, Resident Evil sucks, and I'm tired of pretending it's not, you know? It's like I on the one hand, I kind of like admire that you're just gonna say your opinion no matter what, but what's the purpose here? What is the purpose? This is really just pathetic at this point. You're criticizing the remake because it allows you to parry the Chainsaw Man because knives have durability and there are too many knives, rendering the durability feature useless, which is totally not true. Is it really that hard to realize you're blinded by nostalgia and that both are good games made in different times? I think the thing about the too many knives thing was for normal difficulty, because on hardcore difficulty, I don't think maybe I ran out of knives one time, but for the most part, it was right about, you know, even, I would say. The thing with the resource management, though, is like in the original game, again, this is kind of a problem with, you could say, Crowbcat videos in general, but I still enjoy them. It's just that, obviously, there is a level of cherry picking to every single one of them because they don't really acknowledge issues with the original game. I love Resident Evil 4 to death. It's not a perfect game, though. Even on professional difficulty, with the adaptive difficulty, you know, is cranked to the maximum hardness, whatever. You never run out of ammo at any point. Like, I don't even think I've ever run out of ammo in the past several times I've played the game. I don't think I've ever used a gun to the point it ran out of ammo. I mean, like, literally any of my guns ran out of ammo. And you could say the same for healing items, too, to a degree, though at least on professional, you know, you could definitely run out of healing, for sure. You could, but not ammo. There's so much ammo. So you could kind of just stretch that to apply to knife durability. How could you not mention the Synthetic Man? True. Y'all thought y'all bullied the man off the internet. It's up forever for RE4. Okay, thank you, my melanated companion, for your input. This dude still has beef. It's late. Go to bed. You gonna say Lil Bro next? Still trying to figure out if any of the voiceovers are his voice or not. They're not. This is a compilation of YouTuber opinions. I say that in good fun. I don't think it's a bad video or anything, but I hope this is not his format going forward. I'm gonna be honest. Anyway, the Twitter shills are not gonna like this, LMAO. True. Capcom shill squad assemble. Yep. Yawn. Interesting. At end of the says, it's the art direction, something those remake lacking. Demon Souls, Resident Evil remakes, except Rebirth 1. Okay. Very ESL, whatever. I get what he's saying. Anyway. This is so cringe, dude. It's the equivalent of saying that there cannot be more Exorcist movies because the first... Dude, just remember, people like this are allowed to vote. He's comparing remakes to sequels. You're a fucking retard. How are you this stupid? What are you... remakes and sequels are not the same thing. Are you fucking for real? What? But the remake of the original Exorcist would be worse no matter what, like remaking The Godfather or Apocalypse Now. You can't even speak English. Hey, that's a synth cell. I know that guy. You can't even speak English. That's a much better comeback. Don't even address the argument. I agree. Ashley jump scare. Goat back to shit on modern Capcom. Please Requiem. aka RE4 Remake Part 2 with the demo attached next. Yeah, I agree. You should do one on Resident Evil Requiem. What a legend. You can't even argue LMAO always played the original first people. Okay. I was confused for a second. I understand. The last video was a Jackson Pollock painting. People see what they want to see in it. That's every time anyone disagrees with anyone on the modern internet is this shit. How many times have people just like not listen to the words I say and just try and interpret what I'm saying? Dude, I'm a fucking chud. I say exactly what I mean. You do not need to interpret. Whatever the words that come out of my mouth are exactly what I mean. I promise you. I promise you. But yes, this is just how everyone is. Again, you can just say the quote, the Twitter quote from, I forgot the guy's name for the millionth time, where it's like, you know, left-wing discourse is them just pretending to not know what you mean, so you can't have discourse, right? That's exactly what this, that's just the modern internet, even without, you know, associating it with the left. People had to try to tear it down dishonestly because they couldn't take having a mirror held into their faces. I appreciate this video and the stand you take because the remake was slop. I enjoyed it well enough, but it wasn't perfect. It certainly doesn't replace its namesake. Yep. They're doing this with all classics, by the way. Trying to erase and replace them. What do people think the new KOTOR remake is for? They know it's loved. It's being targeted. F them. Yep. Since Cells Unite. Man, who gives a shit? I always like these comments because it's like, I mean, you cared enough to write a comment, bro. I mean, why bother? You cared enough to even click in the first place. Why click? Just do something you want to do. Just played the RE4 OG, bro, not that deep. I hate when people do this shit. It's like, this is why you will always be a golem. Anyone says it's not that deep, it was born to be a slave, and you will be a slave for the rest of your existence. So what? I hate that's gonna be a meme now. So what is gonna be a meme now? I bet this guy punches air every time he hears someone say they like the remake more than the original. I like the remake more than the original. Wow, you got him, dude. No, he laughs at you like he was doing both these videos. Yep. Did you wipe your mouth after Crowbcat was done with you? I like the remake more than the original. Be mad, lol. Dude, fucking people are so desperate to have someone who agrees with them. Holy shit. Again, this is why I hate people like Critical. Because he represents like the modern internet perfectly. Where it's just like, I'm gonna parrot whatever your opinion is back to you every single time. And you'll love me. Just, so glad you're not afraid to double down. Yep. Thanks for highlighting how soulless every Capcom creator like Max is. Yep. There's so many shills. Alright, I've probably read enough. Maybe I'll refresh newest one more time because I'm sure more of you guys wrote a fucking comment. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, I guess I can read this. There are a few things that can be dated and still good, usually comedy movies. Most other movies or games, you don't want fad words in there to age it and make it lame. That's why I love Star Trek. It can be any time period. There's no fad lingo except the happy episode of DOS, but only the hippies spoke like that, not the crew. Okay, I see what he's saying. Yeah.
RE4 Remake greater than RE4 Original.
OG RE4 is better, but make no mistake, this guy's still butthurt from his mid-ass RE4 video response that decided to double down with another directionless video. Move the fuck on already. I sort of slightly agree with that, I'm not gonna lie. Well, only slightly. Yeah, only because it's a compilation. I'll be honest, I'm the one who's butthurt because it's a compilation of other YouTubers' opinions, but did not include the greatest opinion in existence. Clearly, where is the greatest opinion that's ever existed in human history? Truth Nuke. That's a synth cell right there. Blah, 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 blah. I understand your point. I still like both games. OG will always be better as a whole. Remake is just more dumb fun. Sure. Sure. This dude went from funny E3 videos to old thing, new thing, bad, yelling at clouds. Okay, so you just say those are the only videos you watched on this channel, retard. I love when people say shit like this when you were never a fucking fan. He's done a million comparisons between the old game and the new game. More than he's done E3 supercuts. Like, why? That's something I hate about the modern internet, is people just being confidently wrong so much. Because there's no consequences. I mean, you can just say whatever you fucking want. No one's gonna remember Carbo as a retard. Crobe, the war's over, man. I mean, it's obviously not, since Resident Evil Requiem came out and people are pretending it's the greatest thing ever, so it's not. How I felt about the chase sequence, motorcycle chase in Requiem. Seriously hated that more than the orphanage sequence. Really? Okay, that's a little extreme, but I definitely did not like either segment. Don't let the cattle tell you the slop is good. No way, are you still on this, dude? Everyone's moved on. Like, it's starting to get pathetic. Is this what I'm saying? Like, again, I believe I played devil's advocate reacting to the video, you know, way earlier, where I'm just like, you have to understand, people only care about this shit for a week. That's why I'm saying, like, there was not really much of a point to make this video. I'm sure he feels much better. Like, oh, look, you know, here's a million other people who've made all these points about why the remake's inferior. And they're good points, and I agree with most of them. But at the same time, no one actually gives a fuck. Like, this is like... No one cares about anything, because everyone's demoralized. Again, I have to go full doomer mode with this shit, but it's just like... You might as well have just made a Requiem video, and then you could maybe insert some points from the you know, that you wanted to put in this video and that one, right? Because a lot of the critiques of RE4 Remake are also critiques of Requiem, so... I don't know, he can do whatever he wants, but... It's just, I'm not a fan of this genre of video in general. Well, I guess that's not correct. What I mean is, I don't like critiques that come out years later about a game. Now, he obviously made a critique of it back when it came out, but I mean, this whole, like, the YouTube algorithm, like, I don't know, cocksucking with the whole... I keep thinking back to the fucking skitty, non-binary creature, the woman, who made, like, a Tears of the Kingdom review a year after it came out and got, like, 1 million views, and then... You know, then she shit on my video, even though my video came out right after the game came out. So it's just like, you're a fucking coward. I mean, you're a woman, so coward and woman usually goes without saying. But I'll give my opinion immediately every time. I don't give a fuck who disagrees. No, it was a woman, guys. It was a woman. I think she chopped her tits off. She was like some mentally handicapped woman. Anyway, whatever. I think we're done with this. The chat doesn't believe in women. Yeah, I know. Chat believes there are no women on the internet, which, you know, that's funny, but it's not true these days, unfortunately. It hasn't been true in a long time. There are, in fact, women on the internet. Okay, we can watch another video now. Damn, we were on this for 2.5 hours. Holy shit. Well, that is how it goes. Refresh it one more time. Jesus Christ, Siphon Splinter. I'm assuming your other one got shadow banned and you didn't realize. You gotta learn how to censor your comments. Because I ain't seeing... Clearly you're being shadow banned. I don't know what you wrote, but it's not here. Yeah. No siphon. Filter. How'd you not get put synthetic man who's been calling this out for years in this video? Shake my head. Well, clearly people who didn't watch my video only remember that I said it was a decent game, as I've read several times in this chat.
The rage-baiting crybaby is back.
All right. RE4 shills is the most miserable community in the world. Shill up Sphere 100 max million dude enables it. Yeah, fucking shilling online. I know this is a synth cell. Thank you for all the gifted subs, by the way. You have gifted many subs. I appreciate it. But yeah, this is one of us, Ritter. That's why I said you kind of low-key shilled. You shill by saying a game... Hold on. You shill by saying a game is okay. That's your style of low-energy endorsement IMO. Okay, what do you think the word shill means? If I think a game is good, that makes me a shill? Like, what are you talking about? I didn't say everyone needs to go buy this game right now. That's what a shill would be.